Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to Ostranauts and with the story of Micah Eric Chambers. Where we were last time is we have a ship, our new ship, our wonderful ship had its maiden voyage, the Nothing Personnel Kid, and we've got some stuff to sell. Our first big haul, actually, and that's going to be quite nice. Now, we've got a couple of things to do before we start to sell, and what that probably will be is to just patch things up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, let's patch up, say, this N2 can. We're going to sell this N2 and we're going to sell this O2 can unless we want to potentially put them in as a pump. Because as we were kind of saying before, we have this oxygen meter here, which is fine. That will work. This will keep the kind of area in here working in terms of our gas, but it would be nice as well to have a bit more N2. But it's not necessary. It isn't necessary. It's a nice to have, it isn't necessary. What is necessary is paying our debts, so I think that's what we're going to focus on more. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get this repairing done. This is taking an awfully long time. What we could potentially do as well is we pick up this O2 can, we pick this up, we can take this over to here, over to where we have our license. If we ever check our inventory, we do indeed have our salvage permit on us. And we can always potentially go and trade this. Now this is probably the main and easiest way you can trade things, is you just kind of drag them over, and then you're able to sell things from there, like so. We can see this single O2 canister sells for currently $3,000. $3,000. Now that's a good deal. That's going to pay for our docking fees. It's going to pay for potentially some more fuel, some more power, and it could even pay for our mortgage this shift. But more importantly, if we can get to the point where we can purchase a longer term salvaging ticket, it's going to pay for other salvage as well. I think we're just going to sell it. We could potentially see if we can haggle some stuff with other people, but I think just in terms of not having to lug that about, I think that'll be the best idea. What we're also going to do is we can do a little thing with zones. So currently you can kind of like shove your stuff one by one, pick it up, can take it through, or you can use the zone apps here. So right now, let's select this kind of area here. We'll select this and we can always add it to things in a bit. Let's say that this is our barter zone. Now, how do we expand you? We go to the edit zone bit here, and we can add those tiles in there. And we could actually say that everything kind of in the front of the ship, like all these tiles here, all of these tiles, well maybe just, don't know if we can get rid of you. No, we can't seem to, yeah, hold C, that was the one. These tiles here, we'll also add in these ones here over the door, are now our barter bit. So if we put anything in here, this can now be sold. This is going to be great because it means if we're buying stuff as well from, say, like the terminal, we can say, hey, just chuck it in the barter zone. It makes it much better as well for if we have, say, like external ship holding, which you can have. You can have external kind of like nets, cargo nets they're called, on the outside of your ship, and that can increase your cargo capacity. Also with this, we can actually see a little bit more about our ship. We can see our little antenna out there. We've got our thrusters, our radiators from our cooler. A couple more thrusters there as well. Fantastic. Just a little bit more kind of seeing what we're going in. It is basically just a flying box, but no, that's fine by me. Anyway, so yes, we've said that this is now our new zone. We'll rename this zone the selling zone. And this is going to be our new zone for selling things. So now, if we wanted to, we could kind of like grab, say like this canister. It should be in the selling zone. And the Kang bit here should be in the selling zone. So if I remember correctly, we now come over here to our kiosk. We go to trade. And now we should have the access, be able to access the zone there. If we go to the selling bit here, we look in the selling zone, boom, we can have a look in here and see what things are worth. Currently, the thing that's worth the most is actually that N2 canister, and that's with it not being in the best of condition. So let's get back to restoring. One thing we are going to do as well, I mean, we could actually see if we've got anything that we could put in here. Let's turn off our light as well. We don't need to have that on for just now. This bin is going to be particularly useful. The problem that I've currently got is where on earth are we going to put it? Because we've got a lot of litter just kind of lying around the kind of area here. Let's get rid of some of these things for just now. We can put down our shoes. We can potentially sell our shoes, but it's always nice to kind of keep a hold of these things because we might not want to be wearing our suit, or our suit might break. I mean, if our suit breaks, we've got something a little bit more worrying to think about, to be quite honest, but sure, it'll be fine. So with the bin here, no, we can't quite fit it in there. Can we fit it in here? No, we cannot. I wonder if it's because of that light. Let's uninstall that light and we'll move this light somewhere else. We'll think about maybe putting it over the, like the intake, say, for example. That could probably do what we want. So now if we go over to our bin, where'd it go? There we go. So if we try and get our bin in now, hey, there we go. So now we can put the bin over here and that'll do good for us. We got our light as well. So we'll install this quick. This can be our little personal storage space. It's going to take a little while to install. That's all right. It has actually made us a little bit more of a area here that we can do stuff in. This light will fit over here so we can keep our kind of place lit up a wee bit. We'll not finish installing that because we want to, or at least I want to, kind of drop some of this rubbish that I've got here. Get it out of our pouches because I'm going to want to be buying a couple of things. Let's drop this holding patch as well just for now. I want to take some of our money and I want to go and buy some things. Currently, it would be nice if we had some more things, but I'd really like to get some power tools if possible. So let's have a little look if they have anything here. Got some cargo webs just so we can increase the amount of stuff that we have. Do we have any good cargo tools at all? Oh, not cargo tools, sorry. Power tools. We could get the drill. Get the angle grinder. We should already have the welder. We've already got the soldering iron. So we could spend 600 of our 3,000 that we have on new power tools. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think, in fact, if anything, it's a pretty good idea. Could also purchase ourselves a new backpack for our 300. Maybe we'll kind of see about that. Certainly for the moment, what we'll do is I think we'll have that there. Let's not send the items to the barter zone. Let's just buy ourselves. There we go. So we paid the kiosk. That has now given us some new... Ah, did I get a soldering iron? I did indeed. Whoops, that's not the one I meant to get. That's not what I wanted to get. It's okay, we can make a little bit of a loss. That's... Ah, no, okay, we can't sell you there, but we'll have to purchase, sell you at the other place. Because we already have the... So I wanted the angle grinder and I wanted the power drill, didn't I? Because that's what I currently... I'm missing. So yeah, if we get ourselves the angle grinder, there we go. Paid a little bit more for that than I would have liked, but that's okay. That's actually been sent already to the barter zone, so we'll have to come over here to grab it. And then we also want to try and find Lucy Cortez, who's not currently on the ship, so we'll have to maybe try and see where she is. Let's pick up this angle grinder, because it's going to make things so much nicer for getting things done. Let's get the auto task done as well, so we can go ahead and... yeah, we'll get ourselves some trenchers. So he's going to eat that. Yum, yum, yum. And we can get to work installing these things and hopefully go a little bit faster. There we go. Installing that bin. It's just going to take us a little while. Now, the only issue is with these kind of like stuff that we have is they will obviously take charges. So it'll take a little bit longer. Or sorry, they'll use up charge within what we have. So it means that eventually we'll need to get a battery charger. They aren't too expensive to get. We'll just have to attach that to our electrical system at some point in order to get that done. Let's get this bin situated so we can kind of move our personal belongings out of the way. We've got somewhere at least to put our bin and stuff. See, we're radiating some inner strength as well. That's nice. That's wonderful. And there we go. Let's get the light done as well. There we go. Perfect. So we've kind of got everything there. We're also restoring this floor because the floor is kind of crappy. Let's turn off auto tasks for just now, just because we want to do some other things. I think if anything, we'll be wanting to restore this nav station, if at all possible. Let's pop to the bin. We're just going to put in kind of like some of our older stuff. So we'll put in like, say, our screwdriver, our hacksaw, and our crowbar. We don't need them for just now. We've got other things that we can use. We will sell one of our soldering irons, so we'll go ahead and up to the thing once we kind of get these things done. We're okay for time as well, which is good. There we go. You can see here now that we're using these power tools, that repair is going so much faster. Okay, there's a possible collision. Not to worry, we're not going into the planet or anything. This can sometimes happen, but you can see here that there's currently a ship about to dock. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear that proximity warning, we're going to mute that, and hopefully remember to turn that back on, because it's always... bad when you forget to turn that back on, especially when you're relying on it for timing things. But no matter, what we'll do is we're just going to take some time. We're going to repair our stuff. We are using, like, obviously our auction here. We're spending some time in the station here, so it means we're going to get charged for it, which is not ideal, but, you know, things could be worse. We want to kind of like restore as much of the stuff as we can so we could sell. That also includes that N2 package. There we go. Get yourself repaired on up. There we go. And then restore you as well. We've got a couple of things we need to repair as well. We've got the door that we could potentially repair. We've also got the nav console. It'll be interesting once they're in better working nick if we can get any money for them. Or certainly more money than we're currently getting. What we will do is we will pick up this N2 can, because I'm going to move it. Technically we don't actually have to pick it up, we can just move it like that. Because I want to pick up this nav station, I want to move it into here. The reason I want to do that is because I want to see how much it's going to sell for currently. This could be our big ticket to making some money, but it might just need a little bit of work, is all. Okay, things looking a little bit more clear over here, which is nice. Let's go over to the terminal and see what we can get for our trade. Be nice to figure out where Lucy Cortez is. We'll kind of maybe have a little look around and see what's kind of in our thing. In our selling zone here. So that standard navigation console isn't currently wanted. Not ideal. Not ideal, but it's okay. We can maybe sell it later on. N2 canister and this O1 canister is going to make us a little bit of money. This RCS intake is going to make us a little bit of money. We've still got not really anything there that we can use. So we're not making too much money off that. We can sell our soldering iron. This is the one in better condition, so we'll maybe not sell that one. I mean, there's not really much in it in terms of condition, is there? I mean, this one is a little bit worse. So we're going to make a little bit of a loss with that. That is a shame. But that's the way it kind of goes. We've got nothing we can sell with our PDA. That's okay. Yeah, let's sell it. It gives us barely any more money. Not enough as I would like to get ourselves like another salvaging thing. But maybe we can just head out quickly. Oh, so we got some options here. What do we need to fix this nav station? Heatsink and stuff. So we can get that from the We Buy Crap kiosk. Dalton for crap. Dad'll like that one. We can buy sort of like loose stuff here. So what do we need? We need a heatsink. We need a spare screen. We're going to need a bunch of electronic parts. That's okay. Potentially a motherboard. And probably some steel. Let's just grab that stuff for just now. There we go. It's going to cost us 500. Expensive. Agreed. Very expensive. But good. Now this stuff hasn't been given to us. It's been put over here into our barter area. So now we should be able to start. There we are. Picking things up. Taking them over there. Hopefully that's everything. Is that everything? Not quite everything. What are we missing? Oh no. We're just getting the last of the electronic parts, and it is enough. Perfect. So now we're repairing this nav station. So when something has so much wear and tear that it goes below the kind of green bit on its wear here, it then becomes damaged. You need to then find spare parts, scrap, you know, a new, as we've done here, a new screen, a new motherboard, all those kind of things in order to get it up to the point where it's no longer complete disrepair. And from here, you can then restore it. Which is just the act of getting rid of the sort of wear and tear on it. You're kind of just, you know, making it nicer. You're kind of, you know, buffing it up, getting the stuff off around the edges, you know, making it look nice. And that's going to be really useful for us because this is a navigation console. This navigation console could sell for a couple of $1,000s. We'll have to see. You can see there it's got the $4 on it. That's looking pretty nice. This door, on the other hand, what does it need? So it needs a motor, it needs a motherboard, it needs some scrap, some carbon fiber. That is an awful lot of work to get a door working. We can see doors are worth about maybe 3. I think we just take it and we just sell it. We just slog it for just now. Well, we'll see if they want to take it first. The scrap place might want it if the kiosk doesn't, at the very least. We'll kind of see how things go. So let's see. Sell. That doesn't want it. Too damaged. Not for them. What do we have in the selling zone? We have the navigation console that's worth nearly 8k. That is brilliant. That's basically going to pay for everything by itself. That was quite the find. Alright, so if we want to repair this door, what do we need? Motor, motherboard, bunch of scrap, all that kind of stuff. Let's see what we can buy here. Let's say as well we don't want to go and send this to the barter zone if we can. Let's get a motherboard, a motor. They wanted some carbon fiber. and some more scrap. Let's just accept this for just now, and we'll see what we can do about repairing this door. So, a bit funny there with the graphics because we're dragging it along. So let's potentially just, you know, drop the door here. Oh, that's staying on. So that's a bug, ladies and gentlemen. You might be funny to know. And we're actually going around and we're grabbing some stuff from around the station. There we go. So what else do we need? So we need mechanical parts and electronic parts. That's absolutely fine. We can go do that. I'm still just laughing at the how that's been changed. I wonder if the devs will see that at some point, because that is quite amusing. So we need more electronic parts. So we'll get 3 and some mechanical parts. There we go. Paying a little bit of money, but hopefully this will make us a bit of cash as well. We've now got 11,000. So let's have a little look at what we currently... Oh, so we're going to need some... we're paying for our fuel connection fee. We've got an air exchange fee, power hookup and disconnect, dockage, length overall. So because we've been staying here for about 30 minutes, increases the price that we have to pay. It's just the way things go. And then we've got a facilities fee as well. So currently we owe, including our mortgage, 2,500 of these dollars so far. So we can actually afford to purchase a couple of things as well. We're going to want to get some additional energy into our ship, because that's what we're going to need. What else do you still need? We're still putting some stuff on. That's okay. Adding them in, and hopefully... Yeah, there we go. That's the repairing start. You would usually try and sort of repair things and restore things kind of as you're going to and fro salvaging areas. But we didn't really have the time for that before. But at the very least, we're making a pretty decent haul. We're going to be able to use some of this money to invest... Well, we're going to invest in not only our ship a little bit, we're also going to invest our tools and supplies as well. Not wasting it as well would also be a good start. But yeah, I think we'll put this in here. Repair this up. Perfect. Just all everybody kind of passing us by as we're, you know, just sanding down a metal door just in the station. I guess it's kind of useful. Yeah. People are doing some stuff here. Legal dreams. Haley Dillon wants to banter about smokes. Well, I think we're a little bit busy just now. Unless are you still on the station? You're there. Hey, you want to have a chat about smokes? Let's have a little look. You're just gonna walk away from us? You come here and you said you wanted to chat to us, and now you're just walking away? Hey, I'm talking to you, pal. Hey, oh. Banter about smokes. There we go. So. There we go. Raises. So that's all they wanted to do. They just wanted to say, hey, which is the best one? You know what? You're walking away from me. I don't care about you. Let's just not bother with. So there you go. That's our first interaction. Somebody just says, hey, what smokes you like? And then just walked away from us. People in the future are a little bit odd. That's for sure. But hey, absolutely fine. We can get this repaired. We get this repaired. We get this sorted out. I mean, it might even just be better off just to flog it. It's taken an awfully long time. If we pick it up now, we can potentially just flog it for, I don't know, maybe $1,000 if we're lucky. Better to do that than to pay the docking fees, I suppose. So yeah, let's have a look. It's not even $1,000, 200. Probably didn't even get the money we put into repairing it. Ah well, at least we got rid of it. It's no longer burning a hole inside our ship. Speaking of our ship, let's have a little look inside. We did get this lovely little battery, which we're going to pick up, and I want to install... I think just over here. We could even just kind of disconnect this big battery if we really needed to. There we go. Good stuff. Install you here. This is going to increase the amount of battery capacity that we have. Because as we can see, it's kind of going down a wee bit. This bin over here, let's have a little look. So we put in our old tools, that's fine. And we've still got a couple of things lying about, and we've still got our coveralls and that. Don't like the fact that something's sparking over here. That might need to get fixed sooner rather than later, just so we're not having any kind of issues. That is also where you don't want to have a fully oxygenated compartment, because that could start a fire. Also not good. Let's have a little look at the battery charger here. So we could put in stuff over here for our Bingham 12 EVA. Currently, we don't have anything for that, so we will not. Instead, let's have a little look around and see what we can grab from the supply area here. Because we've got some money that we can spend. part of what I'd like to spend on is, first of all, let's get rid of these things here because they're kind of in the way. What do we want to spend on? I'd quite like to get a new backpack. It's a big, nice backpack. It's going to be really, really nice with what we have. We could get an equipment truck, which is basically something we can kind of pull along, puts like a whole bunch of scrap on. Very, very nice. We can also get some additional toolboxes as well, if we would want to. Could get the Halverson one, that is for sure. You know what, we're flush for cash at the moment. Let's just do it for now. Pay 1,000, we get some more carrying capacity. I think that's worth it. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so we've currently got our toolbox here, and we've also got our new backpack there. So you can see here that this toolbox can hold so many more of our tools. In fact, pretty much all of our tools. So we can bring a crowbar along with us and everything that we're wanting. We'll just take everything out of our bag here for just now, because, and also make sure that we're taking things out of our toolbox and put that on the ground, because we're probably going to want to get rid of this toolbox in a second, because we're just going to go around and carry that. We also want to drop our backpack here because we've got a new bag, a much larger bag. So now we've got so much more in terms of carrying capacity. Let's pick up our other thing here, and let's grab our tote if we can. Yep, there we go. So we're just going to drag it along. We're going to sell our tote. We're going to sell our old toolkit over here. Scrap bit, get a little bit of money, then we'll pay our docking fees, and I think we'll head back out into the black. We've kind of got to make some more money. And in fact, you know what else we should do is, once we have sold this, oh, let's make sure that we don't sell it with our permit. I didn't realize we left that in there. Ah, we left it in the pouch. Put that back in our bag. Ooh, that could have been bad. Not that that has much left, and I think it's only like another like 30 minutes or so. But it's always nice to have. So we'll sell that. We'll sell our toolbox. Boom. Get a little bit of money. Another $100. And what we will do is we're going to buy a 24-hour license for $5,000. Cuts into our profits quite a bit, but that means that we're now perfectly good to go for the next little while. Pop that in the pouch of our bag. We could even just get rid of this one here. Make sure, first of all, that it's the right one you're getting rid of. Yeah, this is the one. Literally, we had less than 20 minutes on that. So, you know what? Some lucky bugger can go and grab that if they want. We've got our own one now. And let's have a look at this. So this is the Port Authority. This is what we have to pay. So this is the amount that we're currently paying. A little bit of an autosave there. We're going to want to pay for power. Power isn't that much. That gets us our full power, as much as we could possibly hope for. Let's also make sure our oxygen's topped up, because we'll need that. Yeah, there we go. Pretty good. Payment device found. $600 paid. Good stuff. Finances. Anything else we need to pay? Nope. Let's just pay our mortgage. Now it's done. We don't need to do anything about it. We still owe another 800,000 on our mortgage, but we'll get there in the end. That's just paid too. And so anything that we have now is ours to keep. And I think that's a pretty decent haul. We've got $3,000. We started off with what, like 250 that we kind of spent away. Looking pretty good. I'm going to see if there's anything we can get in the We Buy Scrap kiosk, if I can just grab something just quickly that we could use to kind of boost up our ship a wee bit. We've got some floors here. Here we don't really need. I don't think we'll be sticking a fusion generator inside our little ship. I don't think that's going to be the best idea. There's some damage components that we could always grab. Other than that, we could grab another conduit. That is an option. That is an option. There's nothing really there that's kind of coming out at me, unfortunately. Let's double check our supplies area. See, potentially we could get some battery chargers. That could be nice for our various kind of batteries that we have. Would also be quite nice to have a spare battery, if we could, for our stuff. Let's have a little look. So, what are we kind of looking for? It doesn't look like we've actually got the well, we've got the battery chargers here. So we get a Halverson, we can get a GOT charger, and we can get a spare battery of each. 200. Boom. That'll do us. We can add this in somewhere in the kind of like the exterior of the ship. Potentially, let's say what, one of them over here, and then one of them kind of over here. I think that'll work. Let's get them installed now. Good. Doesn't take much to install, thankfully. And can we fit that in with a light? Indeed we can. Good stuff. So we pop that in. There we go. That means we can grab these two batteries on the floor here. We can always swap around the ones that are on some of our tools, which are the ones with the lowest charge. Currently looking like the power drill. So let's swap that over. Swap that over and swap over our welder as well. There we go. So they're both swapped over, and we can go ahead and charge them up. So we at least know that we have a battery of each type charged and ready to go. I'm thinking we're looking pretty good here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel pretty happy with how things are going. Having a little look at the battery. Seems like we're doing okay. Probably need to do some restoration stuff. We do still have this thruster as well that I completely didn't even notice, as well as this rack. Okay, so we need to do a little bit more stuff together while we're here. We can just, you know, grab that. I told you to drop the thruster. There you go. Can we install this rack by the bin? Indeed we can. So, good thing about bins and racks is they go together pretty nicely. So we're just going to put this down so this placeholder's there. We can always work on that as we go out. We'll go and sell our last almost bit of scrap that we forgot, our thruster. And then we'll head out into the dark depths of space yet again. So yep, here we go. It's worn. We could spend some time restoring it, but I'm happy just to get another 1,000 and then get out of here before I have to pay any more dock fees. Let's do it. Alrighty, what a fantastic haul. That was a really good first ship. I'm really quite happy with how that goes. Right, back on the nav station. First of all, as always, whenever you are coming out of port, remember, proximity alarm back on. Because you're gonna forget. So, I don't care if you put it on a post-it note somewhere near you, that's what you're doing. Let's go to the comms. Let's hail here. Request undocking clearance. There we are. Clear for takeoff, nothing personal, kid. Have a safe flight. Disengage clamps, come back to the nav station, make sure that we're coming out the way we think we are. Indeed we are. Let us do a combination of reverse things here. Let's turn down our RCS just a little bit. Now that we've gotten rid of a lot of the weight, I don't feel quite as bad as we are. We're now moving away from the planet, just ever so slightly. I think we're going to head towards probably this bit over here. There's a lot of like decent-ish ships that we could potentially think about and consider going for. Let's get ourselves turned around and we'll head out towards there. And we'll try and maybe dock with that ship and kind of see what we're working with and see how we're doing in terms of time. Don't mind having a little bit of a longer episode today. We just kind of want to see what happens. Let's get our velocity turned back around. There we go. Good stuff. How are we doing for power? Plenty of power reserves. That's good. Plenty of RCS reserves. Also great. Huge amount of Delta V. We can kind of go wherever we want. Currently going to take us about 8 minutes to get there. Double check again, you got your proximity alarm on. Good. We can now go about and do some other stuff. So, let's pop out, let's install this racking. And we can also have a little bit more of an inspection of our ship. So, having a look at things that are damaged, we have an awful lot of these kind of like floors and our sensors that have alarms. They're quite damaged. I don't like how much they're damaged. We're going to need to spend a little bit of time fixing all this stuff up. But that's okay. We have the time. This is the one good thing about flying through space, or hurtling through space, is we can do that. We can also do that via the order screen. So, I want things to be repaired. So, right now, we're just going to work and go ahead on restoring these bits of floor here. And also that intake as well. This can kind of be what we're kind of doing with our auto tasks for the moment. And we'll work around. If we had other crewmates, this is kind of what they would start to be doing. They'd go, right, okay, we need to start to work on these bits here. And this is where your kind of zones and your orders really come in handy. When you have additional crewmates, they can do things like start to haul things for you. So you notice things inside the ship that you kind of want to take back to the ship. You say, hey, haul that back. And they go, yep, no problem. I'll come out and I'll do that. Works a little bit better when they have better suits, but you know. Right now, we're in our little dodgy pressure suit. Seems to be working okay. Let's have a little double check as well of the compartment. How are we doing in terms of temperature? Temperature is okay. Gas pressure is okay, still mostly O2. A little bit of nitrogen, but not that much. That's going down a little bit, so we're in a more O2 environment. Speaking of which is the conduit that was damaged? Probably you. I'm gonna say, hey, let's cancel what we're doing. Let's actually restore that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do not go out the door, my son. We're currently hurtling through space. Let's cancel that task. I thought we could get to that from there. So there we nearly spaced ourselves. So let's say, don't open the airlock. There can still be a little bit of issues. That would be a fun way of ending the series, wouldn't it? Just walk out the edge of the ship. Come on, man. What are you doing? There we go. Well, what we'll do is we'll say, hey, let's not be too hasty at the moment. Let's just kind of work on what we can. We will need to get out to restore that. It's good to know. That wall is a little bit bad as well. This conduit as well needs to be restored too. So we'll do that. Oh, okay, never mind. That's going to have to wait because we are currently hurtling towards our destination. All right, let's clear that alarm. Let's slow ourselves down a wee bit. We'll hail this and we'll initiate docking procedures. Target unresponsive. Heading into dock. Let's get ourselves lined up because we're rapidly approaching this targeted place. There we go. All right, let's get ourselves lined up. Hurtling towards it pretty quick. We're going to wait just a little bit. Maybe get our relative velocity under 100. There we go. It should be safer now. And then slowly but surely just ease her off to a much more respectable 50. Come on, come on. There we are. Clamped line. We got there. Ooh. That was maybe not quite as nice as it could have been, that's for sure. Alright. Let's have a little look-see at what happened there. So, we're attached to something, that's for sure. Let's get our mask on. Our electronic parts down. And we'll go have a little look with our new stuff. Right. Also, make sure to say on the roster that we can now open airlocks. Alright, what are we looking at? Blackness. Where's my light? There we go, we'll get that out. Please, toggle power. What are we looking at? Okay, this is looking pretty nice actually. I can see quite a few things here. We've got some pumps and something here. Is this actually got any breathable? No, nothing breathable. Of course not, because we're literally just venting out into space. What we do have, though, is a huge collection of O2. I think we've just hit the jackpot. To be perfectly honest, what a fantastic ship. You saw how much that we got before. Wow, this is like an oxygen hauler or something. Like, something here is a little bit strange. What I'm going to say is we're just going to grab ourselves some of these parts. We've got a bunch of loose floors. Turbo pump. Pretty nice. Whole bunch of pumps. There's some more cargo webs as well. I might potentially see if we can bust through one of these walls and get access to the outside and see what's out there. That'd be good. An O2 bottle here. Very nice. We can use that in an EVA suit if we want to. Let's bring this pump in here. Always do like a turbo pump. Pop that down and see what else we have. There's a nav station there as well. I could see that before. But let's try and pick up whatever's on the ground here. Seems like it's going to be a bunch of just rubbish usually. Some walls, some... okay. Nothing too bad there. Mechanical parts, a motor. Be nice for fixing up some stuff. And then other than that, it seems to be the majority of the kind of loose stuff that's kind of sitting about. Okay, well, we kind of cleaned that up a little bit. Some trash there as well. Is there anywhere that seems like it's going to be pretty good for breaking through? Potentially this wall here. Let us hastily scrap this wall, because we just kind of want to get through here and see what's happening. It's going to take us a little bit of time. We can see here there's some more trash, some more steel there as well. Good stuff. Still can't quite reach there, so maybe we need to... Let's uninstall this conduit, because I don't think we need to get rid of it as per se. Yeah, still can't get through. Let's get through this wall, scrap this wall as well. It's just steel, so it's not really worth very much. And then get rid of this conduit as well. We still haven't gotten rid of the walls fully, so let's get that done. Scrap that out. There we go. Oh, CO2 getting a bit high. Let's get back in. Get back in here. We can drop off some of our stuff just onto the ground. open up our helmet so we can get a little bit of stuff back. Get back to work. I think it's going to be a great haul, boys. I'm not going to lie. This is going to get us so much money. It's going to get us a lot of money. Let's grab what we can, where we can. Select this mechanical parts. What's here? CO2 can. Okay, that's interesting. So this is a CO2 extraction system. Not a bad idea, to be honest, unless this is it almost looks like it's pumping in. Oh, no, it's probably reverse pumped. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it's a reverse pump. Doesn't have an input. But yeah, so this is for getting rid of CO2 from the atmosphere, and you can see here, it doesn't actually have any carbon dioxide in it. That's fine. This nav station surprisingly is working. Let's get this uninstalled, we'll get it back to the ship. That's going to get us a whole bunch of money. See a bunch of conduits, I see bins. Wonderful. We're going to just salvage as much as we can from this, and then get it back to our ship, sell it on, make a load of money. Probably try and install some of these bins as well. It'd be nice to kind of get more kind of storage space if we can possibly help it. I would like to have somewhere we can store more of our stuff so that we're not going to accidentally sell something. The only other option, well, there is also the option. We could take this ship, because this is a larger ship than the one that we have, and attempt to make it ours and fly it. However, we don't actually own the ship. We could buy it. We could go to the K-like station, and we could certainly buy it, but it's going to cost as much as when we were sort of taking things out. It's basically just a hull. We could try and fix it up and then use it, but I really don't see the point. I think we're better off just taking what we can, doing a bit of a smash and grab, and then just selling all this O2. I mean, these O2 cans are going to make us an absolute pretty penny. You saw how much one made? We're going to make a lot of money. We're going to make a lot of money. And this is all legal, so we don't have to worry about anything else. Like, all this O2, this is a lot of O2. We fix these up. They're pretty easy to grab. We fix these on up. We get them back. We just have a nice time. It's just a whole bunch of Ryoko. I mean, we've got no intakes. The other reason why you wouldn't want to take this over is it's like, what do you have in terms of system? Sure, you've got all this O2, you've got some, and you got an N2 alarm, you got some pumps, but you're exposed to vacuum. You've got parts kind of all around you, just floating around. Do you have any thrusters? I've seen in the intake, but I haven't seen an actual thruster here. It's no good. It's no good. It would take far too much work to get running, even though it has a larger kind of like floor plan than our current one. I don't see the point. I'd rather spend some time kind of getting some money together. We can either then sell the ship that we have and get a new one. We can buy what we can and then take our ship out into space and just kind of, do what we need to get ours working. But certainly what we'll do for just now is we'll get ourselves our pumps and such out, and we'll just collect as much of this O2 as we can. We should hopefully have enough storage place to store it, and we'll also need to restore them as well. Oh, I can already feel the money, boys. I can feel the money. All right, let's not think too much about the money. Maybe we're huffing too much of our own CO2. Who knows? Yeah, let's get in. Let's get that helmet off. Redo the suit. Cool on down just a little bit. Get it back on. Get ready to go back out. Probably should start, well, I mean, I kind of want to just uninstall these first, and then we'll start to kind of move them over. Game having a quick little autosave. Yeah, I thought we'd potentially be staying out here for a little bit longer, but I think with all these O2 cans, we might just take them back and see what we can do in terms of just reveling in our haul. This is insane. We're going to make so much money. I keep saying it because it's true. I'm shocked that we've had 2 back-to-back fantastic ships. Right, let's see. Yeah, there's just so much O2 here. There's just so much O2 here. We've got our wee thermostat there. Do we even have like a thermostat inside our ship? Because it would be quite nice if we do. No, we do have a thermostat. Okay, cool. So we don't need to worry about that. I'm just kind of a little look around. We've got our O2 alarm. We've got a thermostat. We don't have an N2 alarm because we obviously don't pump in any nitrogen. That would be potentially something I'd like to do, is move our battery charger somewhere. Problem is we don't really have any space. I guess it could maybe go there. Yeah. Yeah, that is actually somewhere it could go. So think about that. Yep, grab. I'm really surprised, but this RCS intake was literally just using oxygen. But I guess if it's like this is an oxygen carrier, then kind of makes sense. They've got their CO2 pump here to absorb CO2 out of this atmosphere here. Again, not the worst idea. We're going to be getting a little bit of CO2 inside our atmosphere as it stands. So unfortunately that is damaged. I wonder if we can potentially restore this using any other stuff here. We should have enough spare parts, kind of, not only in our ship but in the other ship as well. Yeah, there we go. Do we? No, we're just putting in some more items. Let's go ahead and grab another recharge of the old atmosphere. There we go. Right, you just calm down for just now. Let us as well go into the bin here, and we can actually just grab our crowbar. Lovely. We could have gotten rid of the other screwdriver. Oh well, never mind. Let's go ahead. We'll take this off. We'll redo our atmosphere. Good. Let's go over there and we can get this working. We do have an N2 can here. Is this pump work? That pump's working. So I think maybe we do just install the N2 sensor. We got an N2 alarm. We could install that over there just to make sure that this place is nice. Or our ship, sorry, is going to be actually properly oxygenated. Well, not even oxygenated, I'm just talking rubbish. But it's going to be much better than what it is. It's going to have a much more effective atmosphere. Stronger atmosphere as well. It's going to have more of an atmosphere. Which means that hopefully with added nitrogen, we don't have our CO2 rising up to dangerous levels quite as high, as quick as it is just now. So let's take that out. Refresh ourselves. Fantastic. Get ourselves back in and back to work. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We're going to need to see where we can move that battery charger, as we've said. But that's okay. We'll take this intake. We'll repair it up. That's going to be worth an awful lot of money. So is all this O2. Do a little bit of restoring, which maybe we'll... Should we just grab this now? Yeah, let's uninstall it. And we'll bring it inside our ship. Good stuff. Pick it up. Grab it. Bring it in. So much stuff that we can bring. This N2 alarm, I think, yeah, we will probably pop in over here. Although that's kind of where we're thinking of putting our battery charger. So we'll kind of see how we do. Let's get this put down here. Change this over. Head on out again. Let's get the pump done first. So what do we need? We need to uninstall this pump. We'll need to uninstall that conduit, or just a conduit to put in there. There we go. So we've got that done. Let's have a little think as well what we need to do on our actual ship itself, because we have our stuff there. Let's change over our atmosphere, bring it back, grab that. Oh, our O2 is low in there. Actually, that's not good. Let's go back here. Yeah, low pressure alert. Oh, okay, that was not great. We're kind of low on O2 there. Are we doing all right? Think so. I think so. Yeah, we got a little bit of tingling there. Okay. You all right? You feeling okay? Yeah, you've got normal atmosphere. Put that on. I think we're all right for just now. Right. Let's crack on. Close that door. Let's get this N2 bit done. Uninstall the conduit. I want to install that N2 tank in a second as well. There we go. So uninstall that. Uninstall the N2. There we go. There we go. Pick up that conduit. We want to take that with us. Pick up there this N2 can. And we want to pop that in here. Grab pump. Good stuff. Bring that in as well. Alrighty. Pop that down. Let's get the conduit installed. So we'll grab our loose conduit. We want to install it over here. This is where we're going to put our wee pump. There we go. Pop that in. Good stuff. Does that need to be repaired? It could probably do with being repaired, so we'll do it. Yep, this would be a good time as well to go and fix that sparking wire potentially as well. When we get a wee second. Over here, the battery charger, I want to uninstall it. So we'll uninstall that. Pick it up. Yep, there we go. Good stuff. So that should mean that we can now install the pump like so. So we will get that pump installed. How are we doing over here? Yeah, we're doing all right. Not very much of an atmosphere here because we haven't gone through into our actual ship. That's okay. We're doing all right. We've got a CO2 high, but if I can, I'd really like to get this installed now. Shouldn't take too long to install this. There we go. Let's go through. We can take off our mask. Let's have a little look at our pump here, our control panel. So right now, it shouldn't really be doing anything. Right, let's just turn it off just to be sure. There we go. Because it's not currently plugged in to a sensor. So currently we have this O2 pressure alarm. That's fine. So we can use this here. This should be plugged in to our O2 meter or O2 pump over here. Yep, so you can see there that's currently the input for that. Good. So if we go back out, we grab our N2 alarm. Not our options. Apologies for that. If we go back out, we grab our N2 alarm, which is currently sitting up over here. Somewhere, was it not? I was sure I saw one somewhere. Or, oh no, sorry, it was down here, wasn't it? Yes, N2 alarm, right next to me. So we take that out, pick up, drag that back into our ship, and similar to how we have the O2 alarm, we'll put that over here so we can then wire that up to our own ship. And this is how, basically how you make modifications to your own ship going forward. Is you kind of install things, you add in more sensors, you add in more things, you kind of wire up together. There's a little bit of internal logic within the systems. So right now we've actually got this N2 alarm going off because it's like, oh, there's not enough N2. Things are going wrong. So let's go ahead. This as an input of that N2 alarm. We set that to auto. Now we should see the compartment beginning to fill up with more nitrogen. And indeed we are. So what's that doing? That's going to make it so there's going to be a lot more atmosphere in here. That means we're going to have a lot more atmosphere in our suit. And yeah, you can see here, oh, it's filling up. Things are getting much better. Things are perfect. There we are. We have a perfect working environment now for our dude, Micah himself. He's had a tough day, but oh, it's been a profitable day. Let's actually see if we can install this battery charger in here as well underneath. Oh, we can. Oh, we can. Can't put it over here. No, there's too much stuff in the way. The thrusters in the way there. And maybe potentially actually putting it over here. Attached to this conduit could be a better idea for us, just because at least then it's done, it's installed. It's actually kind of near our other battery area as well, which is going to be good. So we'll grab our helmet, we'll pop it back on. I think we'll try and get everything together for us leaving. See how much of this we can pick up and we can drag onto the ship and go from there. This means that we're going to have another another expense eventually, because we're going to have to worry about our N2 supply for keeping our atmosphere safer, shall we say. But hopefully we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. Let's grab as many of these O2 cans as we can. Still got a little bit of space inside the ship as well, but I'd rather try and fill up this kind of airlock first before we start to like cause the air to really kind of come out of our main ship. Just try and reduce its wastage as much as possible. Although in reality it doesn't matter too much because it's a fairly small area. We're not going to run out of our kind of contents of our air bottles or our cans anytime soon. So in that sense we're okay. Still, poor Micah, he's sitting here in his hot temperatures. He's having to work in what is not a particularly pleasant atmosphere, that's for sure. He's just sweating away inside this pressure suit, this skin-tight suit, constantly. So yeah, no wonder. Must feel like he really wants to have a shower, I would imagine. But kind of see how he does. Grabbing last O2 can we can right now, bring it in here, and then we can kind of drag as many as we can inside. I guess we could drag one more, actually, because we can kind of keep this one in our hands. Yep, so we'll drop that. Grab one more. All I'm seeing right now is dollar signs. I'm not going to lie to all of you. I know I keep saying it, but we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to make a lot of money. Alright, so there we are. That's everything we can grab. Let's get the door open. Let's get our helmet off. There we go. Things are starting to improve. Did we have that thermostat actually wired up to anything? I don't know if we did. Let's double check our heater. Our heater and our cooler. No. So yeah, you're fine. So you should be on. And our cooler. Can't go to cooler. Why not? Oh, you can't reach it because we've got the battery in the way. That's why, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'm sure that is signal up because, I mean, put it this way, we haven't, you know, been heated to death, so I'm sure we'll be okay. Let's grab our O2 canisters, and we want to just try it and start grabbing as many as we can just to dump over here. Oh yeah, we're gonna make some money today. Oh, that's a good point as well. We can actually get rid of some of that personal stuff as well. Let's grab kind of stuff that's sitting here, like our knife and our books, and probably some of our like parts as well. Just get them off the ground if possible. Get some of the loose stuff off the ground because it's obviously our selling area. Head over to this rack and we can actually put some stuff in. So I think we'll put kind of like our kind of stuff here, not on the ground, but rather inside the rack. We pop sneakers in, pop our jumper in as well. Sadly can't fit our overalls in, but we'll just leave them out front. And I guess we can carry on to our knife and our drink. Maybe the O2 ball. Sadly, it's not a torch, an oxygen torch, I believe it's called, where it's like it's basically like a sort of survival tool if you are in a situation where it's like you're really, say like if we had our suit on like this and suddenly like we put the power back on, we realized we didn't have access to like say the ship doors, and we were really struggling with the amount of CO2 or the fact that we're running out of O2 within our suit, and we desperately needed to save ourselves. That is a way to do it. And that's actually quite a good way of doing it. I've just realized I'm going back out and grabbing the other O2 cans before I've even like moved these ones inside, but that's okay. We'll just grab what we can. Probably grab another intake as well. And yeah, I mean, we're not doing too bad for time. That's for sure. We've got a day's worth in our salvage. We can be a little bit wasteful. All right, let's get this in. Good stuff. Wait for those doors to close. There they go. Pop the mask off. Yeah, there we go. The sensors are complaining because a little bit is flooded out, but that's okay. We can head on over. We can pick up all we can and get it working. Oh, I love it when a nice kind of excursion goes well. Like, this is a nice, easy ship that's going to make us so much money. So much money. It's going to be interesting to see what we can potentially get for that money. We might even be able to build, just straight up purchase a Birmingham suit. Now, which would be a massive help. One, it's a heated suit, which is nice. It does require batteries, but you can get the batteries fairly, I was going to say fairly cheaply, but I'm not sure money's going to be an object of any kind for us soon enough. Oh, well, certainly for kind of those kind of purchases, we're still massively in debt. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, we might be able to buy ourselves a complete Birmingham level suit, which would massively increase the amount of time that we can spend without having to return to our ship. Really, really nice for kind of doing salvage work. We could also get like a dolly as well. Not so great for building, kind of like dragging these parts around, but it certainly helps with some of the other parts that you get. Pop our mask back on. So saving, we'll head on out. I think we'll just get the last bits of the ship done and dusted, and we start to head back. And then we can see how much of a payday we're going to get, because I'm very looking forward to this. Right, there we go. Chuck these on the ground, get them out of the way. Maybe we'll spend some time as well. I mean, like, these pumps, I mean, that's pretty much a fully operational pump. There's no reason we shouldn't not taking that is basically just a bit of greed for myself. So let's go ahead and take it. We can always let's uninstall it, get it over, get it out pretty quick. It's a really nice thing about having these power tools is it does help us out so much in terms of like just getting things done nice and quick. Very helpful when you've still got the pressure suit. Obviously then just saves you time later on, but it's nice just being able to kind of get these things done. Come back on out. Do we have anything else that could be valuable? We've still got this other O2 can, and that is another fully functioning air pump. So I think we do just grab it. Let's just rinse this place of what it's worth. Grab this O2 can. It's certainly an interesting ship, that's for sure. All right, let's pick that up. Our CO2 is low, so we're gonna have to just take what we have. We'll pop that inside. That should give us enough space to grab things. I maybe should grab the pump instead of the O2 can, but I don't think there's enough left to kind of bring into for that to really be an issue. Let's get our helmet off. We'll do what we've done before, and we'll just drop our O2 cans. There's so many O2 cans. I'm not going to complain. It's really nice to just have all these O2 cans here to sell. We're going to make an awful lot of money. Of course, if a spark happens and a fire starts, then we're not looking that great. And that is another thing we do want to do, is we want to go around and we want to repair all our conduits as well. Let's load up the ship. At the very least, we're going to load up the ship with all of our ill-gotten gains. I mean, it's not ill-gotten. We've worked very hard for it, actually. I think you'll find. Keep such slander out of your mouth. Don't talk about my salvager that way. We'll get the last kind of like bits of this together. Do we grab that CO2 canister? I mean, we could. No, let's not uninstall that. Let's dump that down, cancel that task. We could grab that CO2 canister. We really could. We could also grab some of these like walls and doors and stuff. Floors, sorry, not doors. They could also be quite helpful, as well as spare conduits. You never know when you want to kind of like either repair some stuff, or we could like strip it down for like its components. We've kind of got all the time in the world. It's just more of what we want to do with it. Time is money after all. The shift is ticking on, and we are going to have another mortgage payment soon. All right, good stuff. Let's open this up. Let's get our mask off. Lovely. Good. Love to see it. Okay. Let's head back on out and grab what we can. So what we got some flooring. What's that? FO1. Maybe we could just grab as much FO1 flooring as we can. Some walls here. A lot of... yeah, we can't carry these ones, so they can just stay. Yeah, and other than that, there's not much here. So we'll grab the conduits, the spare conduits that we have. This bin is a bin. I mean, a bin's more storage space, so yeah, let's grab that. We might as well. Pick that up. Drag that over into the airlock, and then we really should have a little look at these conduits. Some of these things are really starting to spark. In fact, this one is pretty bad nick. Let's go and have a wee look at that. Let's go and restore that. In fact, we should be able to get around the side now. There we go. Round the side of our ship. I think the first time we've actually seen our ship like this. So this will be good. There we go. Get that nice and repaired. And I think should be good to go. Let's have a little look at our other bits. We also have the issue that we can't really get access to this wall particularly easily. So let's restore this wall too. I don't think that's a bad idea, because that's probably one of our worst walls that we have. Our CO2 is high again, so we'll have to head back in. That's okay. We've got all the time in the world. We've got all the time in the world. It's great. Take our CO2 helmet off as well. Okay, actually having a look at the time in the video. It's actually quite a long one, so I wonder if we maybe actually call it there for this episode. Let's just have a little look at our haul. Look at all this O2 can. You think about how much we made from the scrap that we sold. Is it going to tell us any of that? No. No, that's our previous shift, or future shifts. It's not telling us anything about how much we've made in terms of selling. Maybe it'll do that in a bit. But we're going to make a pretty penny. We've got another nav station. We can repair that up. We've got all these O2 cans we can restore. We can just lazily slip our way back to K-like station. Take our time. Plenty of power. We've got plenty of time on the batteries. And the backup battery. We're absolutely golden. Going to make an absolute fortune inside our lovely golden chariot. But as I say, I think that'll be us for this episode. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody watching. Hopefully you've been enjoying Astronaut so far, and hopefully you've enjoyed our massive score we have gone. It's going to be really good selling this off. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the series. It's been great to get back into the game. I haven't played in a little while, so it's nice to kind of get back to it after a little bit of a hiatus. And especially see sort of all the updates they're doing. I'm really excited to kind of get to Venus if we can. That'd be great. Let's kind of see how we do. But yeah, just want to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all the members of the Burger Band as well for supporting the channel, helping us get videos out, and yeah, just helping doing this. Good fun. If you want to become a member of the Burger Band, you can down below. Probably do it through YouTube. Probably the best place to do it. Gives you early access to videos as soon as they come out, rather than when they're scheduled to. So as soon as I get them uploaded, that's you can see them and you can see what's coming up as well, and see the ones I don't have thumbnails for. My bad. But yeah, no, they've been great help, and hopefully everybody's been enjoying the stuff on the channel. But just want to say once again, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care.